Hello, Akko here. Welcome to a little short video, viewer request. This is from a viewer who asked me to show how to get a Yellorium positive big turbine, big reactor system going. So it's really straightforward. There's not a lot I need to really do here. Basically what I've got here is, this is just running off the creative tank at the minute, off the creative strongbox. So I'm just using Yellorium that's coming in from a creative source, and we don't actually need that anymore. Take that off. So what I've got here is, I've got a big reactor. It's a 7x7x3, so 7 wide, 7 deep and 3 tall, and it's got 9 rods in the middle in a square pattern, and then behind the rods there is a fluid output and a fluid input, and then I've got a turbine on top of that, which is also, it's a 7x7x16 is this. So there's your fluid input, fluid output. So what we're doing is we're heating water using the reactor into steam, feeding the steam straight into the turbine. The turbine uses the steam, turns it back into water, which gets fed back into the reactor. So it's loops. So what this is doing, this is producing us bang on 2,000 millibuckets a tick, which is what you need to run a turbine at its maximum, 2,000 millibuckets a tick. We're doing that by setting the control rods using this redstone port here. You don't have to connect this to anything. On the top of that reactor there are control rods, them things. You see the little square things down in there? You can manually set them, or you can just do it off a redstone port. Click on change control rod insertion and just set it there. So this reactor design, while set on 40%, will give you exactly 2,000 millibuckets a tick, which is nice because that runs this turbine perfectly. What we've got here, we have got a shaft that's 14 long. It's got 8 blades on each, so we've got 80 blades there, and then we've got 32 Yellorium blocks around there, and what that gives us is a power output of 28,000 RF a tick. So 28,000, good number. And what we're doing with that is we are putting that into, at the minute, 3 vibrant energy cells. The thing with the turbines is the power output blocks, them 3 there, only put out 10,000 each. So because this is putting nearly 30,000 out, we need 3 of them, so that's why I've got 3 on the side there. So I've just got that going into this, which is keeping it full because we're not using 28,000, we're only using 20,000. And we're using that, use some of these fancy new cryo-stabilized fluid ducts. We're using that to power this, why are you looking at that? Oh yeah, that's why you're looking at that, yep. We're using this to power this laser drill from Manufacturer Reloaded. What this is going to do, you need it to be able to see bedrock, so that's going straight down to bedrock under there. You need 4 pre-charges around it. These can take up to 20,000 RF a tick to run this thing. So we're using 20,000 of that 28. If we actually put in one of them, yeah, that's not showing us anything, is it? I expected that to be showing us plus 8,000, oh, because it's full in it. Let me. There we go. So you see, it's putting in 8,000. It's putting in 8,000 because this is creating 8,100. 28,158. You see there, nearly bang on, because these are using 20,000 and this is using a little bit. This little ME network over here. Ooh, that just broken. Controller. Let's just fix that. So as you can see there, that's using a tiny little bit of power. That's using 20,000 RF. So 28 minus 8 is 20,000 going into there, yeah? Now, what we need to do to make this Yellorium positive is we need to process our Yellorium that's coming in from this. So if we look, we're actually getting in uranium and nether uranium at the minute. And we've got no Yellorium yet at all. That's surprising. I thought we'd have had some. So you can see the laser drill pulls in all kind of ores. It pulls in nether ores. It pulls in pretty much everything. So what we've got to do to make this Yellorium positive is you need to put in the filters in here, these focuses. And there's 2 that you could use. And if you mouse over them and you press U, you'll see what the bonus items they give. So the yellow focus gives a 0.24% bonus on Yellorite ore. But it also glowstone, gold, nether gold, sulfur and nether sulfur, whereas the lime it does a 1.41%, so that's a high percent chance. Oops, that's emerald. Emerald, nether emerald, and then second page, there we go, uranium and nether uranium. So we get a 0.81% chance on that and a 0.4% chance on that. So we've got more chance of getting uranium and nether uranium than we were getting of getting Yellorite. So because these are processed back into things that can be used in this, then we might as well use that. I think we'll actually get this processed into uranium, which you can also just use in there. So a couple of ways of processing it to get a good benefit. If you're using sag mill, then what you want to make sure is you use these dark steel balls. You see their main output more, bonus output is more. Power reduction is not so much important for this, but what we're getting there is a bigger output. So if we put one of them in there, it'll process that, and it's going to send it straight into that, turn it into uranium, which is going to put it back into there as processed uranium. So we just got 2 out of that, but with them dark steel balls in, you may get a better chance, well, you should get a better chance of getting bonus stuff. If we look at processing of this through a sag mill, you get a base 10% chance of a third one, which ain't great. You get 2 and a third one. If you're really serious about wanting to get the best out of this, what you want to be using is a... Well, there is other things in the pack as well, of course, that are going to be able to do this. There's probably quite a few things, actually. But what you want it to use is a couple of things you can use in this. In the induction smelter, if you do straight up cinnabar with your uranium, you're going to get a guaranteed 4 there by the look of it. Interesting, I was not expecting 4. So this is slightly changed since last time I saw it. It's got this new flux bit on the side. So let's have a look for uranium. Was that for uranium? There we go. So using cinnabar, we actually get 4 pair. You get a 100% chance on that. So cinnabar, of course, is made. You can get a bonus from using redstone or stuff like that, or you can actually make it using cinnabar ore and jellied cryothium. So cinnabar production is quite useful for this, because that's going to get you 4 uranium per single ore. Very nice. And then also the nether ores, something you want to be aware of. If you have some rich slag, which is another thermal expansion material that you get as bonuses from doing other stuff. So a way of getting a lot of rich slag will be having another induction smelter. The way I do it is I process my redstone through my induction smelter. Come on, redstone, where are you? Go on by it. There it is. I process my redstone, so you're getting 9 redstone dust per using sand, and you get a 50% chance of a rich slag. So of course you can use the augments there that increase your secondary output by a bit as well, so you get an extra 45% chance onto that 50%, which I don't think makes it 95. I think it just makes it probably 70% chance of a rich slag. So it also gets you 9 redstone dust per thing. You just have to break them blocks back down to use it as dust. So that's how I get my rich slag. Then you can use rich slag in here with these nether uranium ores. You'll see that you get 3 uranium ore per nether uranium ore. If I was to process that, let's just turn, oops, not that one, just turn this off a minute. If you was to process your nether uranium ore through a sag mill, it's not actually letting me do it at all. I thought it would. Nether uranium ore, oh, because I don't do it through a sag mill, you can process it through an alloy smelter. You get 2 by the look of it. Where were you? We got 2 there, didn't it? I was not expecting 2. Do we get a bonus? Let's have a look. So, because you're going to get nether uranium if you're doing it using a laser drill, of course. Smelting, you get 2. Okay. Redstone furnace 2. And there's that induction smelter there with a rich slag. You get 3. Alloy smelter 1. That's what I was showing me there. Why is that like that? Because I've got 2. Let's see if you do an alloy smelter, I guess. Don't know why you'd want to do that, because it's going to get you less. So alloys only. That's going to get me 1 for some reason. No, it doesn't go in at all. Don't know what it's showing me that for, but that's clearly getting me 2 each time. That was actually 4 because I put 2 in. So that is how you get better results from your actual processing of the ore there, because this stuff just goes in there the same as that stuff does. So we could just take that Yellorium out, we can put uranium in there. It works just the same. It's exactly the same. It's just the way the pack I'm using is FTB Infinity. It's just the way the pack deals with it. So what you should have is, with a laser drill with 6 of these lamp focuses in, use emeralds, then you should get enough Yellorium, especially if you process it using this method, using that to triple up your ores, and then the cinnabar to actually get 4 pair. You're definitely going to be Yellorium positive. So you can keep this power running. You can keep this power running all the time. With this setup here, obviously we're getting 8,000 RF a tick excess that we can use for other stuff. So you can, if you can use 8,000 to run your other stuff. You could have more turbines, of course. The way I had it in my Direwolf 20 world, I had 8 turbines running off 4 reactors, slightly bigger reactor, 9x9x3, that's enough to produce 4,000 millibucks a tick. So it'll actually run 2 turbines. Then I had 8 turbines running, I had 8 sets of laser drills running, and I only needed the focuses in 1 to get me enough to stay positive on the Yellorium. So the other 7 laser drills I just kept with no focus in there, and that was enough. So there you go. It's pretty straightforward. All you need to do is make sure that you have got these in there, and it helps if you are processing your Yellorium a bit more efficiently to make sure you are getting more back than you are using. So because of the way I've done this, it's not really showing what we've used. But as you can see there, that laser drill is giving me quite a bit already. We've got another one in there. Got no more nether ones, have we? No. So we've got another one in there. So none of this uranium has been cheated in. This has all been got in from the actual laser drill setup there. And I'm pretty sure we've not used nearly a stack of uranium at all. So we're already positive. So there you go. Little setup. Make sure you're positive. So basically then you've got 8,000 RF a tick free, because you can just keep this running all the time and you're always going to be 8,000 positive. Okay, I hope that helped. Cheers. Bye. Okay, back just for a little bit that I forgot to mention. Ender Quarry set up in the Deep Dark with speed upgrade and Silk Touch upgrade will probably get you more Yellorium. This is just a passive way of doing it with laser drill, because once you've got it set up you don't have to move it or anything. The Ender Quarry, I think, is going to use probably all the power out of that, all 28,000 with this setup. So you need to be aware of that. But this, if you obviously set it up with the set up a big thing in the Deep Dark, will certainly keep you definitely Yellorium positive. So your first 1 or 2 runs while you're getting stuff ready to make this, if you do a couple of big quarries in the Deep Dark, you will certainly be Yellorium positive using the Ender Quarry in there. Okay, cheers.